Hi, Odvar.
Good evening, good evening. Was just able to get in. Even Mr. Clark, I have made you co-host also, sir.
I add it. When I see email, what Mama put it on it. Can I see it?
Let's mute everybody.
Hi, Robin. How is it that there are people who are waiting to get in?
There are persons waiting to get in?
Oh, no, tell me that she's waiting to get in.
No. I removed the waiting room a while ago. I don't know who.
Oh, okay.
It was on by default, so I just removed it for everybody to get straight in.
All right. Afternoon, everybody.
Afternoon.
Afternoon. I'm in.
at my time. Just get to.
All right, good everybody. As we're slowly getting in, I just want to say good evening to everybody. We will begin in another 2 or so minutes. Let me turn on my camera. All right, so just another 2 or so minutes, we will begin.
I don't want to see me.
All right, so I'm seeing a large number of persons are already on. Mr. Clooney, Mrs. Wilson, do I begin or do you think we need to wait another minute or two?
I would recommend let's wait a minute or two until we get to approximately about 100, and we can just go ahead. That should be in another 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay. All right. Thanks for the recommendation. I'm not seeing Mr. McCarthy, but I think he's at a meeting. So we will just go with begin with the 2 vice principals. So we're going to wait just another minute or so for other persons to join. And I'm asking my colleagues to just respond in the chat. There might be questions, so persons who might have questions, you can post them in the chat and my colleagues will be responding to your questions. We'll be taking your contact number. And if there are parents who are on the platform as well, you can ask your questions. You can ask them in the chat, or you can wait until the question and answer section. There's a section devoted to that, where you can ask your questions. Or if you want to go ahead and start asking your questions even now, you can ask them in the chat. All right, I know I saw many questions on social media. So you can also go ahead and ask your questions. For a sec. Start asking questions. That's not a question for them. To start too late, you know. I wouldn't recommend that. Mr. Clooney, I think it makes sense to start, and when other persons coming, they can just ask their questions. We're going to
Okay, sir.
ask all persons to mute your mics. My co-host, Mr. Clooney, who else is assisting us with the hosting?
Miss Wilson is also there. Is Miss
Yes.
Apolloni Johnson here also?
Is Apolloni Johnson, Apolloni Martin? I'm not sure.
Or Martin, I'm not sure if
You
he's...
can give it to some of my team members. They're also in.
Okay,
Yeah.
All right,
who
so
do you
just
recommend? Okay.
So just help us to man the chat as well as the mute, because sometimes persons forget that their mic is on, so and we don't want the disruption. So I just ask you to assist us in that regard. All right, so without further ado, let me say officially, let me acknowledge the presence of our Vice Principal, Dr. Zari Malcolm Walker, in charge of academic affairs and institutional advancement. I'm almost sure, let me just check if our other vice principal is on the platform. Not see, yes, Mrs. Naomi Jacobs, our vice principal of student affairs, various deans present on the platform, or heads of school, other faculty members, as well as the ECC community, prospective students and parents. Good afternoon to everybody. My name is Robin Clark, and I'm the Dean of Marketing, Media and Communication, and we want to sincerely welcome you to our info session, guided by the theme, meeting you where you are, taking you where you want to go. And as the theme suggests, I reflect on a young man who the principal and I met some 5 years ago at Haile Selassie High School. We met about 100 students. We offered some of them some scholarships. He got one. And at the end of his program, I think a month ago, he reached out to the principal, told him thanks for giving him the opportunity to pursue his bachelor's degree in tourism, hospitality and tourism management, and that he has completed his program, and now he's looking to go overseas to do a one-year international internship. So that is what the theme really reflects, how we meet you where you are and we take you where you want to. So sincere welcome to everybody, especially to our prospective students and their parents and guardians, to this info session. Before we go any further, I'm going to ask Mrs. Marvin Wilson, our Dean of Enrollment, to say a word of prayer to invite the presence of the Lord. Mrs. Wilson.
Thank you, Mr. Clark, and good evening, everyone. Let us pray. Lord, I want to thank you. We thank you again for another opportunity. We thank you, Lord, that in the plan of creation, you gave us gifts and abilities to learn and to earn. And even now, we thank you for all gathered here and those who are on their way to meet in this forum. We thank you for this institution that has, in many, many ways, taken on the mandate that you have given to us. So we thank you for all the faculty members and all the students and prospective students. We pray that it will be a rich time of sharing and learning and growing. And at the end of it, we'll move from one place to the next and truly embrace the theme, taking our students from where they are to where they want to go. We pray that connectivity will be good and that it will be a productive time. We thank you even now. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Wilson, for that. So why should any person choose Excelsior? Why us and not them? For one, we have what is called flexible delivery. And especially within a COVID environment, we have various learning management systems, and Dr. Gudapati, who is also a part of the presentation, will speak more to that. Stackable credentials, which means that while you are pursuing your associate degree or bachelor's degree or even a master's degree, you can get additional certification, local or international. You know, work experience is very much a part of what we do at ECC, but generally our programs are very practical and they're really aligned to what the industry is looking for. We have flexible admissions, which means that you don't necessarily only have to have 5 or 3 CSEC subjects to get into our programs. But if you are at the age of 25 and above, and you have at least 2 years of experience, you can enter as what is called a mature student. And also too, that we have, any person can enter any of our programs. You do not need to have any CSEC subjects. All right, we have a program for you. All right, in terms of the international opportunities, all our students who register in any of our degree programs, whether it be associate degree, bachelor's degree, and even our master's degree programs, there are several international travel opportunities that are there. And our assistant director will speak, or assistant director of the international office will speak to that more eloquently. Professional development, that's very much a part of what ECC is about. It's not just about your academic development, but your holistic development. So we have character education being a part of our school curriculum, as well as social outreach and many other things. All right. So those are some of the reasons you should choose ECC over others, because we not just offer academic programs, but we develop the full person and also give that person the wings to fly, not only in Jamaica, but even overseas. I must apologize for principal. He did say to me that he has some other engagement, but he wanted you to know that one, Excelsior Community College is the premier community college in Jamaica. It is the largest one, and it has more programs than any other community college, and consequently also has more programs, accredited programs, than any other community college. And also that we are the only community college that has what is called institutional candidacy for accreditation. We have been in the business for over 40 years investing in tertiary education, and that our degrees and professional certifications are aligned to industry needs, and that we have a very important component called social outreach that all our students do, that we, students who, once you're getting from the society, they have to give back. And the intention is to transform lives and communities. And that ECC as an institution helps students become leaders and thinkers of the fourth industrial revolution that we're now in. So those are some of the remarks from our principal. I'll now turn over to our vice principal of student affairs, who will bring her welcome and overview. Mrs. Jacobs.
Good afternoon, everyone. Mr. Clark, good afternoon. Mr. Clark, can you just assist me by allowing me to just share the screen? So I just take my 5 minutes just to share what I have here. It covers those that you have in the document there, but just a little more. Okay, so a special welcome to all our prospective students, and good afternoon to all others who are on the platform. Just to share with you quickly from the Student Affairs Division that I can tell you of a fact, I'm a past student of Excelsior Community College.
Sorry, Mrs. Jacobs, can you do slideshow?
Okay, yes, let me do that slide.
So it's top right, it's third to last tab.
Top right, hold on. Okay, I almost got it. Slideshow, yes, right. I see it there.
Just click from the beginning. Just
all
click
right.
From the beginning.
So click on slideshow and then click from beginning.
All right, I am trying to do that. Okay, is that
beginning
true now?
No? Yes, and then
I am at the beginning.
No. There's a tab that says from the beginning. Top left. Top left.
Slideshow yes, from the beginning. Okay, sorry about that. I should have done that before. So just to go back to say that I am a past student of Excelsior Community College, and therefore I think I have the experience to encourage all those who really want to be a part of Excelsior Community College, and to tell you that there are many reasons why you should join us.
and to tell you some of the services that we offer in order to support the academic affairs of the students. So we have the registry services, and some of you may have already gone through the process. We have gotten your acceptance letters so that you can take these to the other persons that you would need to take and institutions that you need to take these to the status letters that you would need to take to, whether it be your financier, student loan, or other organizations that may require these. Your student identification card process, and because of the COVID-19 now, we can do that remotely by asking you for certain information, and you just need to come in and pick up your ID card as long as you send us the required information and in the format that we requested. Of course, there are some of you who may have done other courses and you need to get exemptions for these, and therefore we make applications for you to the relevant body that should grant the course exemption that we do on your behalf. And also we assist in your course selection and registration as you go online for your courses. For the support services and welfare of the students, we have the advisement for your academics that is done at the schools, and the counseling services that we offer for the psychosocial support and the peer counseling. We have a program that students can actually join that program to support their peers. We have health and wellness, a beautiful health and wellness center where we cater to our students in terms of getting your medicals done. You can do it through our health and wellness center if you don't have your private practitioner, or if you find it more convenient to come to us. Basic health care and referrals to other, whether to the hospital or to any other person in the event something happens and you need to be referred. We have the food services, cafeterias on campus. The on-campus employment, though limited this may be, what we try to do is to get some of our students employed in some of the areas, that we have on campus that will enable them to at least to supplement, whether it be the bus fare or even the school fees in a limited way, of course, depending on the budget. The student financial aid and support services that we have, there's an office specifically for that, where our students can make their applications based on postings that you may see for scholarships from the school. We have academic scholarships, needs-based scholarships, for grants, loans, access to private funding, also for those students who are on PATH and other agencies from which students may be able to access funding. We have that service, so you can liaise with the student financial aid support officer to get all that information. You have other student engagement activities. It is not just the pure academics, but also other areas that the students can be involved with. Student governance. We have the student union and the executive body, school representatives to bring your concerns, to bring your suggestions and ideas so that the students can participate in the management of the college through the students union. We have clubs and societies. We have over 20 clubs and societies. All of them may not be active at this time, but quite a number of them are active, and these are just some of the lists, and we have them posted as well on our website, on our intranet. You can go on and see all these clubs and societies that you need to get involved in, so you can at least boost up your resume and do the networking to make you more marketable. We have the social outreach program, or another name that we use for it is volunteerism. That is one of our flagship programs at Excelsior Community College. And when you, at first, you may be a little bit resistant, but trust me, when you get into it, you're going to do it. And out of this program, we have actually had an outreach club that students themselves continue this social outreach even after they complete that program. We have sports, and they are listed here. Get involved in the sports: football, basketball, male and female, netball, track and field, cricket, fitness management. We have a small gym to facilitate our students who are interested in that area and for our athletes. We have career and placement services where your soft skills are developed. We have the soft skills training program to prepare you for the world of work, resume writing. We assist you with that through that program. You're placed on work experience. We also have local work experience, international work experience. And we also assist with job placement, full-time and part-time. Where these exist, we seek out organizations that can take students on full-time or for part-time for those students who seek And of course, you have all the help that you can get from us. And where we don't have it, we seek where else we can find to assist you. I think that is what we have for now to tell you about student services, but much more as we continue the engagement with you. Thank you very much. I wish you all the best, and I hope that you will make Excelsior Community College your institution of choice. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Mrs. Jacobs, for just giving us an overview of the various ways of how the institution engages students. So thank you very much for that. I'm going to ask our other vice principal, Dr. Zari Malcolm, to speak, to bring her own welcome and discuss the various programs that are offered by the institution. Dr. Malcolm.
Thank you, Mr. Clark. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our information session this evening. I know we have some brand new students and we have some returning students with us this evening. So for those first timers, welcome to the family. And for those who are coming back to us, welcome back. All right, so Mr. Clark, if you could go to the next slide, because I think that is the one I should be starting with. All right, so just so that you know, Excelsior Community College has a range of program offerings available to our students. All right, we have from, many people don't know, we have from postgraduate degrees and master's programs available. The master's program started only last year. We have bachelor's degree programs, associate degrees. Many of our programs are what you call 2+2. So the first 2 years, you do the associate degree, and then you complete the final 2 years, which will give you a bachelor's degree. All right. For other programs, though, it's just the associate degree where you have 2 years. We also have students coming in to do CAPE, or some students come back to repeat CSEC subjects with us as well. In certain areas, we offer the NCT Vet Level 1 and 2 certification, also City and Guilds, and a variety of short course certifications are offered to you. We have 4 faculties under which your programs would be divided. And those 4 faculties, you need to get to know which faculty you're in and which school you're in. And of course, what program you're in, because sometimes when I ask students, they come about an issue and I say to them, well, what program are you in? They're not sure. What school are you in? You're not sure. So you need to know what faculty your school is within and what program of study you're enrolled to. All right, so we have our Faculty of Business Management, and within the Faculty of Business Management, you have the School of Business and Entrepreneurial Studies and the School of Tourism, Hospitality, and Entertainment Management. Within those schools, if you're interested in, say, for instance, a bachelor's in business administration, supply chain management, destination management, or hospitality and tourism management, that is the school that your program would fall within. All right, next, Mr. Clark. We also have our Faculty of Computer Science and Engineering. Within this faculty, you have the School of Computer Studies, and we also have the School of Engineering and the Built Environment. So as the name suggests, within this faculty and their schools, you're going to find bachelor's degree programs in Management Information Systems and Information Technology, and a host of other computer studies related programs. We also have an OAD in Business Process Outsourcing, or BPO. And within the School of Engineering and the Built Environment, you have courses related to construction, automobile repairs and engineering, renewable energy technology, and engineering science. Now, I saw a question in the chat earlier about the plumbing program. The plumbing curriculum is not yet completed, but it should be soon. So if that is a program you're interested in, when you go to the breakout session, just let the head of school know that you are interested in that program, and they will contact you as soon as possible. Sorry, I used an abbreviation, and I see Mrs. Bennett reminding me about that. When I refer to OAD, it's called an Occupational Associate Degree. So what that refers to is that it's a more applied associate degree that's applied to industry, okay? And so the students focus a lot on competencies required in those industries, all right? We also have our Faculty of Humanities and Education. And within this faculty, you have the School of Liberal Arts, the Department of Library Studies, and the School of Performing Arts. Now, within that faculty and those schools, you'll have programs related to criminal justice, paralegal studies, psychology, social work, early childhood education, library technical studies, and performing arts. And finally, we have the Faculty of Pure and Applied Sciences, which houses the School of Nursing and Allied Health. Next slide. The School of Aesthetics and Cosmetology, and the School of STEM. Okay, now within this faculty, if you're interested in cosmetology, you're interested in makeup artistry, you're interested in beauty and wellness or health and wellness tourism, or maybe you're interested in a nursing degree or geriatric studies, or you're interested in environmental studies, then this is the school for you. Okay, next slide, please. So I know this is often a question that many people ask. What about accreditation of the programs? Where are you in terms of institutional accreditation? So in 2019, Excelsior Community College was granted what you call candidacy for institutional accreditation. And what that means is that you will have, we have a very rigorous quality assurance process here at the college. We have many programs that are already accredited. And so the UCJ we have applied to them so that the accreditation covers the entire institution. So what they've told us is during that process, we are not to submit individual programs for accreditation because all of our programs are being considered for institutional accreditation, all right? So we're candidates for institutional accreditation, and within this academic year, the UCJ will be coming in to assess us in terms of the granting of that accreditation status. We're also registered with the Ministry of Education, of course. We're members of the University Council of Jamaica and JTech, and we are also registered under, we have our nurses certified by the Nursing Council of Jamaica. And as you heard, we offer programs through, it was formerly Heart Trust, can't remember the new name, but many of you probably know Heart Trust NTA, all right? So I saw in the chat where someone was also asking about customer service engagement. Yes, we offer that at the NCT vet level. So many of the programs are offered at the NCT vet and the city and fields level. So you may not see, for instance, where you have customer service engagement at the associate level, but it's offered by NCT vet certification. Geriatrics as well, it's offered as an occupational associate degree, and it's also offered at the NCT vet certification level. All right, same for computer repairs, electrical repairs, things of that nature. So those programs would be offered at the NCT vet level. All right. All right, so what are some of the academic support services available to you at the college? Now we're in a very challenging time. We're all dealing with the ramifications of the COVID-19 pandemic. And so what that has meant for our college in the last 2 years is that we have basically had to shift everything online. We were transitioning online beforehand, but now we've had to shift everything online. And so we have a very robust and advanced learning management system. We use Canvas for most of our programs. Or math programs, the students use EducaSoft for that. And for classes, you will utilize the Zoom platform. Now, students always want to know, what about if I need to use the library? I'm online, do I need to come onto the campus? You don't need to come on the campus, but the library is still open for you if you want to. We also have a very advanced electronic library database where many of the resources you're going to find hard copy in the library are available online to you. And once you're a student of the institution, you'll be able to access that from the college's website. Additionally, we have online chat support for areas like our library or online distance and education team, the ICTRM team if you're having computer challenges, or even during the period of exams if you need assistance. Many of these teams have both an online chat through our website, and they also have WhatsApp support numbers for you. And as a college, we would be nowhere unless we had something that addressed academic integrity. So we take that very seriously as an institution. We encourage students to recognize that ethics, integrity, professionalism is important in everything. And so we actually have a software we've invested in called Turnitin, where students are encouraged to run their work prior to submission with their lecturers. So even though you are online, and we're also working on labs that assist students if they need help with writing, if you need help with math, we're working on developing online labs that should be available to you within this academic year. So even though you are online, you are not without support. And ultimately here at the college, you're going to find you have extremely qualified lecturers who facilitate you, and we're here to support you in any way that we can. So as you go into the sessions this evening with the schools, you can ask them any question that you have related to the specific program or study that you may be interested in. Most of our programs begin next week, Monday. If you're a weekend college student, the school begins those classes on Friday of this week. But most of the programs begin on Monday. We recognize that some of the students coming directly out of high school may be joining us a little later, but please don't wait until you get your CSEC results to apply. We will admit you pending your CSEC results. So just go into the session, ask whatever questions you have, ask them in the chat, and we're here to support you in your academic journey. Thank you, Mr. Clark.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Malcolm Walker, for giving us a very broad overview in terms of the academic programs that are offered and all the academic support services that we make available to our students. At this point in time, I don't know if we want to go into the breakout room yet, or do we think we need to give some additional information? I see a lot of questions in the chat. Persons are asking a lot of questions about various programs. My co-hosts, Mrs. Margaret Wilson and Mr. Clooney, do we go into the breakout sessions now, or do we continue and then go into the breakout sessions?
If we have all had the school here, we could go into the breakout sessions and we'll come back.
Okay, you were about to say, Mr. Clooney?
I was saying I'm currently answering some of the questions. We could, what's the next agenda on item? And we could just continue answering these questions just for another 5 minutes, and we could just write international opportunities, and then we can go into the breakout session.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, Mrs. Marsha Gowie-Phillips, she's the acting director in the office, in the International Partnerships and Cultural Exchange Office, and she will help us give us information about the international opportunities that we make available to our students at ECC. Mrs. Gowie-Phillips, are you there?
Yes, are you hearing me clearly?
Yes, I am.
I'm having a bit of internet challenge. Hopefully you can hear me throughout the presentation. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon to my colleagues, and good afternoon to our guests joining us as prospective students. All right, I'm specifically going to look at 4 areas. At the end of it all, I'll put communication. I'll put our contact information in the chat so that you can contact us after, because I'm not able to give you all the information here. So we have 4 specific international student mobility programs that we focus on. So it is called International Student Mobility. One is Cultural Exchange and Work and Travel Program. One is International Internship. One is Study Abroad. And then there is International Student Exchange Programs. There was one recently added with the Canadian program, which is the Canada CARICOM program, which I'll mention a little later on. So the first one, the Cultural Exchange and Work and Travel Program, it's a J1 visa that you would get from the US Embassy. The eligibility, full-time student, day or evening. This is defined by a student completing a minimum 12 credits per semester. The degree program, you must be pursuing an Associate of or a bachelor's, you must be ages 18 to 28 years old. There are some agencies that will allow ages 29 to 35 years old, but there are usually very few spaces for those sponsors. Minimum GPA 2.0, and this is specific to the embassy. And if you don't have the 2.0, it is specific to the grade C or the 55% average. Good criminal record. You may or may not be asked to provide a police record, and you must be registered locally with a recruiting company that is registered with the Ministry of Labor and Social Security. Now, Excelsior Community College only facilitates these programs, and there are several conditions that apply regarding. So the local agencies are holistically responsible. However, we provide support for you, as well as there are some agencies that we have relationships with that we can actually guide you through the entire process. Secondly, we have the Emerging Leaders of the Americas program. That's a program through the Canadian government. That's Edu Canada program. So we have memorandum of understanding between some of our higher education institutions in Canada. Two specifically are Niagara College and Nova Scotia Community College. We actually have 4 students who have now received the scholarships. I have 2 students scheduled to leave next week, and our other 2 students are scheduled to leave at the end of December. It's a very good program to participate in. All your expenses are covered. The only thing you need to specifically do is make sure that you're a full-time day or evening student with the institution. Degree program, you must be pursuing a bachelor's. You have to be a 3rd year from several disciplines. There's no age limit. Your GPA, however, must be above 3.0. Your tuition must be paid in full to our institution, that's Excelsior Community College. And then you may require to do a police report depending on the college that you're going to. And lastly, you must be a Jamaican citizen. Thirdly, we have the Canada CARICOM Skills for Green Economy, which is the Canadian Visitors Visa and our student visa that you'll receive. And this is specific to first-year students, especially from CELBI. So the Canada CARICOM Skills Training for the Green Economy Scholarship Program provides students from the Caribbean community member states with short-term exchange opportunities at publicly funded Canadian colleges and institutes. Now, the scholarship supports study in programs or disciplines related to the green economy, which include but are not limited to climate smart agriculture, coastal and fisheries management, renewable energy that would be specific to our CELBI students, sustainable building techniques, and agroforestry. Now, again, the requirement for this would be similar to the ELAP, where you have to be a full-time day or evening student. Again, first years only are given this opportunity. There's no age limit. Your GPA needs to be 3.0. Your tuition needs to be paid in full, and you have to be a Jamaican citizen. All right, our next program that we have is the International Work Experience. That's approximately 4 months. It usually starts in May and then ends in August. You have to be a full-time student, day or evening, and this is usually defined by a student completing a minimum of 12 credits per semester. Now, it must be pursuing an associate's, so 2nd year, or bachelor's 3rd to 4th year. I've seen where some mature students from 1st year have been given opportunity for internships, so it can be considered as well. Ages 18 to 28 years old, 29 to 35 years old, for few sponsors. Minimum GPA 2.0. Again, this is a requirement from the US Embassy. You may need to do criminal record, register with a local recruiting company, and again, we'll provide guide. As it relates to your work experience internationally, you are going to be guided by the CCCJ requirements, and we will provide you with that information as well. International internship is also something that we do, which is 6 to 12 months, and this would have been after the completion of your degree. So full-time job placement in your area of specialization, where you can receive very good training in terms of supervisory management, etc. You are able to earn while you actually train. This is not a summer work and travel program, and you're not allowed to have multiple jobs. So it is specific to the area that you would have been trained in. You have to be a final year student pursuing a bachelor's. Specific conditions apply. We can provide more information later on. There's no age limit. You just need to have good travel history, excellent international work experience reports and participation, maybe cultural competence, which includes cultural awareness, cultural intelligence, cultural adaptability, and most importantly, soft skills. Then lastly, we have the study abroad opportunity, which is both in Canada and the USA. So we have partnering higher education institutions with memorandum of understanding with Niagara College, Nova Scotia Community College in Canada, Monroe College in New York, USA, and Hocking College in Ohio, USA. So there are many pathways for studying abroad, many opportunities. We also provide assistance if you wish to pursue with these institutions. We have done it in the past for other students. We have current students who are now in the process of transitioning to do other degree programs in these institutions. Now, if you have any questions for us, you can contact us at oipce@ecc.edu.jm. We're located beside the library, the back entrance facing Mountain View Primary if you should come on the campus. My name, as Robin mentioned, is Marsha Gowie Phillips. I'm the acting director, and I will share all the information in the chat regarding our contact information. McDonia Butler is the acting assistant director, and I'll share that information in the chat as well. If you have any questions, you can also put them in the chat and I'll respond to them, as well as Ms. Butler will assist in responding to some of your questions. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Gowie Phillips. A very comprehensive overview of the international opportunities that we make available to our students. So all persons, prospective students, if I were you, I would just jump on this opportunity. And I would just like to also add that the first time I traveled, born and grew in Midtown Tivoli, didn't even have a passport, and I was a student at UA. And when I heard about the work and travel program, I said, hold on, I need to go up on the plane too. And I got my passport, registered, got on the work and travel program, traveled for the first time in 2006 and has never stopped traveling since then. So institutions like Excelsior, we really do create these kinds of opportunities for our students. All right, so the contact details are being displayed on the screen, especially the email. And as I said before, if you have any questions, you can ask them in the chat and we'll do our best in terms of responding. So thank you very much, Mrs. Gowie Phillips, for that. Before we go to the breakout room, I would love for, I know Mrs. Marvia Wilson, Mr. Walters might not be here, who's assisting us with the online application process. And I'd love for the person to actually walk us through that process.
Miss Lennon.
Miss Lennon. Miss Lennon, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Good afternoon.
Are you going to share screen or how are you?
Yes, I'd like to share screen.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so good afternoon to our prospective students. My name is Crystal Lennon and I'll be walking you through the online application process. I see where Shaquille asked if they have to come in office in order to apply, and I'm here to tell you, no, you don't have to, right? So once you have access to the internet, you type in www.ecc.edu.jm. That will bring you to the Excelsior Community College website, right? And you click on the Apply Now tab. Once you click on this Apply Now tab, it will bring you to the online application portal. Right, so you're starting a new application, you click on Start Application. Please, when you're completing this application, ensure that you have the supporting documents with you so you can upload. If you don't have it, that's fine, you can take them in office, but it's good to have them with you so you can upload to get a quicker response. Right, so you just basically look for the program that you're interested in. Also, it's good to go to the website to search for the program if you're not sure which one. You can search for the program on the same website, prospective students and programs of study. You'll see a list of all the programs that we offer at Excelsior Community College, and the entry requirement. And it will, some of the programs basically gives you, let you know where you can go after you've completed our program, right? So you select the program that you're looking for, the program that you wish to apply for, and you basically fill in the necessary information. After you do that, it will come straight to us. After we have received your application, then we will make contact with you to tell you what you have outstanding. If it is that you wish to come in office for a form, that's fine as well. Or if you want to complete there's another way you can complete the form. For some applications, you are not able to apply online for some programs, sorry. So you can go to About Us on the website, About Us, then you go to Downloads, and you see another version of the application form. You can download it and take it in with the supporting documents. The application form is right here. And on this form, it will also give you a breakdown of what the supporting documents are. Right, so you'll download this, complete it, and take it back with these documents listed here. The original copy, the original documents, and also a copy. After we receive this, then we will basically contact you.
Ms. Lennon, quick question. Can I, let's just say that I'm applying online, can I upload the copies of the original signed by, for example, a justice of the peace? Or do I still have to, even if I've applied online, do I still have to take in the physical copies of the original?
If you apply online, we will still going to need to see the original documents to verify that there are true copies. So we will process you with what you've submitted, and then we will ask you to submit the original documents at a later date.
What if I'm in fifth form and I'm awaiting my results? What do I upload, or what can I show?
Still submit your application. Still submit your application with all the other documents, and take in your last report, your last high school report. You take a copy of that to us just to hold your space at the college, right? So you don't have to wait until your results are out. Submit your birth certificate, your TRN, the photographs, and the recommendation letter, and we will still process you with those, and the report. And we'll still process you with those until the results are out.
Remind them of the application fees.
The application fee is $700. If you apply online, it's $500. If you come in with the physical form, it's $700. All right.
All right. Is it possible for you
All
to
right.
walk us
If you have
through?
any questions,
No, the one quick
before
question.
you apply.
Are you hearing me, Miss Lennon?
Are
you hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
All right. Can you just walk us through one, just like, let's just say that I'm interested in engineering or one of the associate degrees. Can you just walk us through one process, please? Let's just see how the process works.
All right. Construction technology. So it will ask you to select the term. So you select the term and you submit the application. After you've done that, it will ask you for some information, just in case you got disconnected, or you need to stop the process and come back. You'll fill out information, and it will send a pin to your email, so you can log back into the form. I don't know if it won't. Well, yeah. So you put in your general information, and it won't allow me to go further without completing the form. So you basically put in all the information that it requires.
Maybe we have somebody who wants to apply online now.
Yes, and I was just about to say that if persons are interested, we just, even if you don't have all the information now, we are recommending that you go online and enter as much information as is possible, and then we will reach out to you. That is very, very critical.
Right, because once you start the process, we will get that information, and so we will reach out to you. So even if you haven't completed the application form, for some persons are saying they haven't completed an application form, they actually started the process, and that's how we would have gotten your information to send you emails. Right? So if you have any questions before you complete the application process, you can send us an email at admissions@ecc.edu.jm, and we will be happy to assist you.
All right, so please also put that information in the chat, as well as the various WhatsApp numbers that are being used by enrollment. Because we know that some of the parents that are on and some of the prospective students, they don't only communicate via email, but they also use WhatsApp. So we do have various WhatsApp numbers that we use to communicate with prospective students, parents and guardians. So we'll also put those things in the chat. So thank you very much, Ms. Lennon, for walking us through the admissions process. Let me just go back to the agenda so we can follow. And because many of the questions are being answered by my colleagues on the platform, I haven't gone into the breakout room because the questions are actually being answered in terms of matriculation requirements and the kinds of courses that you're going to do, or the programs and so forth. Mrs. Sabrina Burrows, our student financial advisor, are you there? And she's going to just walk you through in terms of funding college education. And we know this is a very important part of the discussion in terms of making a decision of whether to accept an offer at ECC. Mrs. Burrows?
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. I'm also having a bit of a challenge with the internet. However, my name is Sabrina Burrows. Most people will know me as Sabrina Williams. I am one of the persons that work in the finance unit. There's also Mrs. Shelley James Wright. All right, so first, I would like to thank you for considering Excelsior as a choice of study. As it relates to the student finance unit, we assist in setting up payment plans. We know that these are indeed challenging times, and not everyone can come up with the fee at one go. So we have payment plans that are designed to assist by giving extended time to pay the school fee. So once you have gotten your acceptance letter and you're ready to start, then you will need to do a billing with the student finance unit so that you can be uploaded on the system. At this point, you will decide whether you're gonna use a payment plan or not. So the process is for you to send your acceptance to the student finance email, which I'm going to put in the chat. It is studentfinance@ecc.edu.jm. This information will also be in your acceptance letter. Once you send that email to us, then we will send the plans that are specific to you, right? So an example of a plan, say for example, you're doing the associate in business studies. There's a plan where you could pay half of the school fee now on starting, and then you could get, say for example, to January, the end of the month, to pay the difference. But we also have plans that would go up to March. So there are more plans that we can accommodate as well based on your situation. Many persons would have known about the K-13 program. So for this program, the students are not required to pay a tuition fee because this fee is offsetted by the government. However, you're asked to pay a small fee, which is an administrative fee, which is communicated to you in the acceptance. Usually we don't give a plan for an admin fee. However, if it is that the fee is still too big for you to manage, then you can speak to one of the financial officers and then we can work out a plan for you. In terms of making your payments can be made at our accounts office on the main campus if you're using a debit or a credit card. Payments can also be made at any paymaster island-wide. So if you don't want to come in office, you can make your payments, whether cash or card, at any paymaster island-wide, or you can use Paymaster online. We also facilitate bank transfer. So we have a Scotia bank account. So you can, if it is that you have a Scotia account, you can add Excelsior Community College as a bill and you can pay via that medium, or you can just do a regular bank transfer. If it is that you have any questions, you can ask in the chat, or I can be reached at 928-5070, and my extension is 3234. I will also put that information in the chat, and I can also be reached at the student finance email that I will also put in the chat. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mrs. Borras. Just to also make mention of the fact that for persons who, for example, are on PATH, there is a specific way of how you do the application in order to get the funding. You apply directly for the bachelor's degree, and then we will connect you to our student financial office, and they will guide you in terms of how to go about accessing the funds from PATH. So that's one specific way. We also, in terms of funding tertiary education, we have agreements with various loan agencies that, for example, many of the credit unions, and that is something that we'll be putting out in the marketplace very soon. So you can also get funding from the credit unions. Interest rates are very low. I'm going to ask Mrs. Bennett to talk a little bit about the K-13 program and the two-year government scholarship, just to give some additional information. So there are various ways of how you can fund your education. I always say to prospective students, if it is, for example, that you're having financial challenges, but you're a very good footballer or a very good athlete, or you're in need, we do have scholarships for those persons, but you have to first send in an application, fully register as a student before you can gain access to any of those scholarship opportunities. So in addition to the various payment plans and paying it out of pocket, we also have scholarship opportunities for our students at various levels. Mrs. Bennett, are you able to speak a little bit now about the K-13 program?
Yes, Robin.
All right, go ahead, Mrs. Bennett.
Yes, Mr. Clark. I'm coming. My internet is a little bit volatile, but I'll go ahead. This program is a sponsored program, is a scholarship from the Ministry of Education for 2 years. You have different pathways. We take you with pathway 3, you don't have to pass any subjects. Under that pathway, you would do the City and Girls, Math and English, plus some basic skills. When you pass those, then you transition to the NCT VET program. So on pathway 2, we have the NCT VET program. And for this pathway, if we are looking at it traditionally, but remember that you can apply, you may apply this year without results being available. You will need at least one CSEC subject, but in lieu of the CSEC subject, you may also sit the qualifying exam for the selection exam for NCT VET. And those are under the different skills. We have geriatric nursing, we have beverage management, we have a number of different technical areas. ICT, we have customer service engagement, that's a BPO. So we have a whole range of programs in the NCTVET. Then we have the traditional pathways that we have our associate degrees, and we have those in performing arts. We have in cosmetology, which are not some of the traditional areas. These associate degree in the non-traditional areas in cosmetology, they are what we call occupational degrees. This is a new set of degrees that the Ministry of Education is introducing into the market to get students qualified to enter the job market. So these, the OAD, the occupational degrees, they are geared definitely to put you towards going to work right away as you're finished once you're successful. And I should tell you, for the OADs, you can either come in with the 5 CXCs, or you may come in with level 2 from the NCTVET program, from an NCTVET program. So for example, suppose you have level 2 in cosmetology, you could come in to do health and wellness or beauty therapy, beauty and wellness, whatever they have available this year in the occupational degrees. And the good thing about the K-13 program is that the school fees are minimal. They are not really school fee, they are administration fee, because every time we take a student in an associate degree program, we have a number of costs to cover, or in any program for that. We have the library cost, jam copy to cover. We do exam with CCCJ. We have to pay a fee for each student who enter into exam. So we have to cover these costs, and that cost could not be covered out of the small scholarship the ministry is giving you, but we do not charge you additional. If it's the associate degree, you pay $25,000. If it's the City and Guild, if it's the NCTVET, if it's the CAPE, you pay only $12,500. So we have School of Engineering Logistic Management, that associate degree are under also, automobile repair and engineering, architecture, and we have the pathway 3, and we have electrical installation, motor vehicle, and plumbing. Plumbing, yes, I know that we have a curriculum supposed to be coming in for plumbing, but I should tell you that those of you who did not, you want to just pick up a technical subject, plumbing is available on the City and Guild, and it needs no particular qualification for you to get into it. And I should tell you that plumbing is a very viable option at the moment. Many persons want good plumbers and they're not able to find them. So if you come in and do the plumbing under the City and Guild, then you may make progress from there to enter another program. We have courses.
Question.
Hold the questions, please. Hold the questions, please.
Yes, I'm listening.
Yes, my apology. If I have a customer engagement operation level 2 certificate, which one of these I can do?
You have what?
Customer engagement operation level 2 certificate.
Maybe you can get into one of the OADs program, because the NCTVET level 2 qualifies you to go into an OAD, occupational degree program. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, continue, Mrs. Bennett.
Okay.
No, I'm saying continue.
So we have a pathway 1 I was telling you about now, business management. We have tourism. Yes, School of Tourism is also included. Here Dr. Malcolm has answered your question. You can do the occupational degree in BPO. So yes, you are qualified to enter that. Then we have for the CCCJ program, the criminal justice psychology in School of Liberal Arts. We have School of Tourism, Hotel and Tourism Management. So we have all of those courses that you're seeing here on this brochure right here, this information sheet right here. Then for those of you who are interested in the pathway 2 on the technical subjects, we have allied health, we have food and beverage management in School of Tourism, customer engagement operation in computer science, computer repair, electrical installation, and OAD down here, we have the renewable energy, also in or OAD if you are qualified to enter it. So all of these are courses that are available. School of Liberal Arts in the library, we have records management. I know that some of you hear library and you think library. No, a librarian is not an old-fashioned lady with her glasses on her nose any longer. You do in library science now or records management. You do some computer courses that you are able to handle records on the computer. So you use up that and you do that in. So do not skin up your face that it's a. And I should tell everybody who has done the library course finds employment before they are finished. So it's an in-demand program course in the job market. It's just that some of you are not aware of it. And here my cursor is right here on records management. And in addition, we have a 2 years degree right over here in library technical studies. So consider that one because you can get employment opportunity right away as you're finished with your program successfully. We have criminal justice for those of you who might be interested in going to the police force. We have social work for those of you who are interested in that field on the School of Liberal Arts. So, and we have paralegal studies if you want to go and work in a lawyer's office as an assistant. So this isn't a law degree. It prepares you to work in a lawyer's office as an admin assistant. So here we have all of these courses right here. The geriatric nursing that Ms. Walker indicated in her chat to you, NCTVET course. And remember I said for the NCTVET you need 160 or you may, in lieu of the 160, you may do the entrance NCTVET exam to get into the program. All right, Ms. Walker, is there anything that I've left out?
You mentioned most of it. I just want to reiterate that at this time, the online application does not have the list of NCTVET courses. So they have 2 options. They can download the form as one
How
of
do
the
they apply then? The community application form?
Pardon?
No, hold on, Mrs. Bennett. She was actually about to tell them how to do it.
Right.
Okay.
So you go on the ECC website, download the application form. I believe it's at the section About Us, right? The second tab, About Us, the last tab, Downloads, and you're able to download the application form. You can email it in and eventually take it in. But for now, we have to manually apply for NCTVET. So I'm encouraging persons not to hesitate to do so, and all the NCTVET programs are open, as well as the OADs.
Okay. And also just remember to share the Exed Academy WhatsApp number so that in the event that persons are still having challenges.
Ms. Michaels had put it up already. So Ms. Michaels, one thing I did not tell you about for the K-13, the traditional K program is offered also on the K-13 in the School of Liberal Arts and the School of Science. And the School of Science also, I did not remember to tell you about the environmental science, the associate degree in environmental science. But if you go onto the Exed Academy website, you will see our brochure and you'll see all the courses that we offer. But we offer all the traditional CAPE subjects. Should tell you that the CAPE subjects that we do not offer are the technical ones, such as technical drawing. We don't offer technical drawing nor food and nutrition in the CAPE subjects, but we offer all the academic subjects. We have packaged them in associate degree because I don't know how many of you are aware that CAPE associate degree can now transition you into regular college bachelor degrees, and you get exemption from, in some cases, up to 2 years, depending on what you did, the CAPE subject, the CAPE associate degree in. So we're encouraging you also to pick up the CAPE, and when you're finished, you can transition into our bachelor degree programs at Excel in business, in tourism, in also environmental science.
All right, thank you very much.
So it's a viable option, a good option that you don't pay school fee, you only have a small admin fee to pay. And I'm asking that you get some time to pay your admin fee, okay? All right then, Mrs. Clark, over back to you.
Thank you so very much, Principal Director Bennett and Assistant Director, Principal Director Shireen Walker. Thank you very much. And as I said before, if you have any challenges in terms of applying for the NCT VET programs, you can manually apply as well as make use of the WhatsApp numbers that are being put out in the chat, as well as the info@ECC email, so we can assist you in terms of getting the application process out of the way. All right, continuing in terms of student development, I think Mrs. Jacobs really spoke about it in terms of the various ways of how we help our students. I know, is Mrs. Dunbar here, or Mr. Michael Russell, or Miss Dion Collins, just to speak a little bit about social outreach, sports and clubs and societies. Miss Collins, I know you're here.
Mr. Russell is also here.
Mr. Russell, okay, all right, go ahead, Mr. Russell. Just especially within a COVID environment, I'm sure persons would want to know what's happening with sports. Let me know if you want to share a screen or.
Oh no, I'm basically at home using my phone, so it's a little bit difficult on the phone. I'll just go through my notes basically.
In about 2 to 3 minutes.
All right, I should be able to be finished before that. All right, let me just take this opportunity to welcome my colleagues and of course the potential students. Basically, my colleagues have said before that there are several reasons why we need to choose ECC. And I don't remember hearing about the affordable programs that we offer, but if it was said, that is also one of our greatest assets. Let me just mention quickly then, we have a fitness management program, which is an associate degree program, which is sports-based, right? And it allows you a career in sports, basically. We also have, through the sports department, funding in the in certain scholarship programs for the various sporting events. And we have a very vibrant sports program where we offer participation in various sports, example, track and field, football, rugby, and netball and basketball, right? We are currently the champions, the intercollegiate champions in the rugby and the basketball competitions, right? But here comes COVID. So what has been happening now is that we have to be thinking outside of the box, right? So what we have been doing is doing online sessions, basically teaching the various aspects, break down the aspects of sports. For example, for football, we'll teach like heading, kicking, and passing of the ball. So it takes a more sports educational base type of thing. Until COVID is well, I don't think it's gonna go anywhere, but until we are in a position where we can now accept and go back face to face, these are some of the things that we have to be doing. We also have to look at, engaging our students who are not athletically inclined. For example, having other activities, such as phone class, exercise and wellness, online games and domino and ludo, etc. So these are some of the things that we want to do to engage not only those students who can participate in sports, but also those who don't have the athletic ability to play or participate in sports. So we have to also look at their well-being as well. We'll also have possibly a Mr. and Mrs. ECC fitness competition, right? Which is also exercise or fitness based, right? We also have a functional gym, right? Which can also meet our fitness goals, So there are quite a bit of things that we can offer through sports and the sports department. And so let me not, my 3 minutes is okay. Therefore, if there are any questions, we can address those in the chat, or we can telephone. I'll put the telephone numbers in the chat, right, and the email address, so we can be contacted at any time, and we can outline and highlight some of the ways that we can get involved in these areas. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you soon.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Russell, for that very comprehensive overview. I don't know if you want to mute your mic now, or if that feedback is coming from your background. Let me just mute all. Okay. My co-host, remember to mute persons when you're hearing too much feedback in the background. Sometimes persons are not aware that they have unmuted their mics. So thank you very much, Mr. Russell, very comprehensive. We not only in terms of academic programs, but also the various ways in which we engage our students and the various scholarship opportunities that are there and what they're doing within the COVID environment. Miss Diane Collins, are you there?
Yes, I'm right here.
All right.
Please allow me to share.
Okay. 5 minutes. Yes.
All right, pleasant good afternoon to everyone. At Excelsior, we not only think about academics, we want to make you into a rounded individual. And as such, this program developed by Dean Marlene Campbell, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about it. So this is a non-credit requirement by CCCJ for all associate degrees, all right? Many persons will know it as community service.
One quick sec, Miss Collins, can you go to slideshow so we can see the full slide, please? Thanks.
Okay. All right, thank you, Dean Clark. Yes. So this is a non-credit requirement from CCCJ for all your associate degrees, and many persons would be familiar with community service coming from the various high schools across Jamaica. All right, so basically it's the same thing. So here we expect you to volunteer or to participate in an activity for the betterment of the community, and the community is not just the immediate community of Excelsior, but even from the various areas that you're from across Jamaica. All right, you may do it as an individual or as part of a group, and sorry to say, but there's no monetary compensation. All right, yes, it is mandatory. It covers 2 semesters. First semester, you're going to be doing theory. We're discussing what it means to volunteer, what it means to give back to your community. And then semester 2, we concentrate on the practical. You have a choice in the practical. You can do some hours of volunteering in a non-profit organization, or you can participate in a fundraising or making some form of donation and participating in a project. So we have the project-based approach or the organizational approach. The organizational approach is when you go into the nonprofit organization, and the project is the second one where you're going to raise funds or make a donation to participate in a project. All right. Why do you need to do it? Because we need to get you to understand that you have a social responsibility for your brothers in your community. This improves the community and gives hope and joy to persons in need, but you also benefit. It builds your resume. You develop skills such as leadership skills, organizational skills, communication, problem solving, fundraising, and very important, time management. These are all skills that employers are looking for today. So please, you are going to benefit. Your life will not be the same when you participate in social outreach. You get to unmask talents, even to explore things that you may know, but just to give you an avenue to be more creative and to develop those talents. And you make friends and improve your ability to collaborate and to expose you to diversity and tolerance to all different individuals that you may meet at your workplace in future. All right, and give you that opportunity to apply what you are learning in your academics. All right, so this picture is depicting a donation that we made to Jacob's Well. That's one of the missionary of the poor organization. This part, you realize this is during the COVID. Persons are wearing masks. This is from our neighbors next door, Nannyville, where we were giving personal items, food, cleaning agents, etc., to the elderly. All right, and there are persons here who are preparing the care packages. So not because it's COVID, we are still expecting you to be very creative and to give back to the community. All right, over to you, Dean Clark.
All right, thank you very much, Ms. Dion Collins, for really showing the importance of social outreach, of volunteerism, in that we all have to give back from the society in which has been given to us. And that part of what we're about is we transform lives and we also transform communities through our social outreach. I'm just going to ask Ms. Collins to stop sharing so that I can go back to the agenda. Thank you very much. So I don't know if Ms. Dunbar is here. I know Reverend Ross is not here, but Mrs. Jacobs really covered looking at health and wellness and counseling. Reverend Ross, are you there or you left already? I know you had to run.
I didn't leave. I was hoping the 3 minutes, the 5 minutes would go quickly.
Go ahead, sir.
Okay, yeah, I'll use less than you are offering, really. Just want to say good afternoon to every colleague online and every potential student and returning students to Excelsior Community College. Just want to encourage you, like all the other units, I've encouraged you today that there's so much being offered to you at Excelsior Community College that I think it's difficult for us to try and put it all together so that you can get it. And I think one of the best things to do is to experience it. So I'm encouraging you prayerfully that you would step into that next level and do that. And as the head of counseling services, we have 3 counselors, 2 ladies and yours truly, a gentleman. And over the years, we have helped students to walk through this journey. We have walked with students just as our academic staff and all the other staff support you. We are here to support you, but more so for your biopsychosocial health. And what we're looking at here is that we're going through strenuous times, all of us, and I think our bodies, our minds are being stretched and pushed into new ways and shapes that we probably didn't even quite, know we could. So we want to let you know that when you join Excelsior Community College, you're joining a holistic body that looks after every aspect of what you're getting into, even more than you think. And so I've posted in the chat a couple of pictures with our information. We are CSU, Counseling Services Unit. And we ask that you make contact with us via WhatsApp or any of the means that we have suggested. And even if you want some encouragement to make your decision to get in, you can talk to us already. And when you get in, we hope to get to meet you. With all of these protocols in place, we still have to manage all of that, but we'll still be around. And so we say, spiritually, physically, mentally, biologically, sociologically, all the other colleagues you can put together, we are here to support sports, to support academics, to support everything on your journey so that your experience is one that is fulfilled, not just half-baked. And we know that we have seen that students have become quite better persons because we interact on all of these levels for your holistic development. And so that's what we're about at ECC. We're transforming your lives, and we are setting up a pedestal, it seems, to make you, hopefully, if you're willing to join it, into global citizens. And so we ask that you link us up, CSU, and the numbers are in the chat in picture format. Mine is, I'll just rip it off right quickly, is 876-889-8558. Thank you very much. Welcome. I'm speaking that in faith, that you would make the decision today after hearing so much. And, may God walk us all through the process of getting you through this. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Reverend Ross. And you can tell that he's a reverend, right? He's about to preach to us. Yes. So thanks for that, Rev.
You're welcome, sir.
Yes, and as he says, that we really cater to not just the physical, but the spiritual, emotional, and the psychological. I'm just going to ask Dr. Gudapati, are you there, Dr. B, to speak a little bit about our learning management systems, especially within the current COVID environment?
I'm here, Robin. My internet is a bit off, so I'm just going to stick to audio.
Yes, okay.
I just want to, and I think actually Dr. Malcolm did a good job earlier covering our LMS, but we use a very advanced LMS called Canvas, and it makes our students love it. They really enjoy coming on it and using the system. It's what we do is we orient you to the system to ensure that you know how to use it. We help you learn how to use different tools, not just the LMS, which is the learning management system, but we have some free courses set up for you so that you can come in if you're not sure how to do something. We have APA crash course there for our students, ready for them. We have online virtual support center, which will help you with your writing or any other lab assistance you may need. Those areas will be set up so that you can reach out quickly, reach to someone who may be able to give you some assistance, or if you submit a paper to have it just looked at, things like that. These are support systems that we're putting in to make it easier for you to transition online, to make your online experience that much better. We know that most students coming to our college and just to school in general right now with COVID have never really used online systems. So we want to make this as easy as possible for you and to get you comfortable with using all the different types of technologies. We offer sensitization sessions, which we do to help students acclimate to online learning, and anything else that you might need, we are there to help you with it. We work with your lecturers to help bring not just your courses to you, but to help you engage in different ways with different type of activities. So when you come on to do your classes, it's not just going to a lecture, and just sitting and listening, but you actually engage in activities that are fun many times and to get you more interested in the material that you're learning, so that when you're done, you've really mastered what you're being taught. Robin, that's a quick overview for me.
Thank you so very much, Dr. B. Short and spicy, yes. And as you rightly said, Dr. Malcolm Walker really covered a lot of the information. This is just some of our contact information as well. Our prominent WhatsApp number is here, but there are various other WhatsApp numbers that are connected to parts of the institution that have been placed in the chat that you can use to reach out to us. I want to quickly ask Mr. Ryan Reed to do the vote of thanks, and then we go into the question and answer section. I know some of my colleagues were looking for the breakout room. I think many of the questions have been answered. And because of that, I don't know that we necessarily need to have a breakout room, especially since we have gone over 4:30. We did commit to a particular time. So Ryan, I'm going to ask you to do the vote of thanks, and after we're going to open the floor to persons who may have questions. Go ahead, Mr. Reed, President of our student union. Ryan, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. I will not get go into a lengthy bit of greeting because I think that was comprehensively done by most of our presenters. So I'll just go ahead and thank everyone who participated in the event today. Firstly, I want to say good afternoon to you all. As Mr. Clark pointed out, I'm your outgoing student union president for the students who are online with us this afternoon. I'd first like to say thank you to Mr. Clark or MC for doing such a wonderful job of leading this afternoon's proceedings. I also want to thank other members of the team who assisted him, Mr. Clark, Mr. Clooney, who assisted with the technical aspects of our meeting here today, and also to all our presenters who participated. I will not go through the list of everyone who presented today because it is indeed a long list, but these are members, all the heads of schools, all the deans who presented today. Thank you so much for that information. It was well received and it was indeed good and informative. I want to thank all the persons who participated in making the event a success, all the members from the IT department, all the members of the academic and administrative staff who helped in preparing the event today and who helped in the execution of this information session. A hearty thanks goes out to all of you. And most importantly, I'd like to say thanks to all our new and returning students for taking the time out to be with us this afternoon. Your presence is greatly appreciated and greatly valued. And I hope you have a blessed and interesting academic year. I hope it's one that's filled with a lot of success. And if I don't get the opportunity to speak with you again, I'm just taking the opportunity to assure that your students' union body is here and stands ready to serve you, and you will hear more about that in the future, if not from me, from persons of the admin staff or academic staff. So thanks again, everyone. Have a good afternoon. Keep safe.
All right, thank you very much, Ryan, for that very comprehensive vote of thanks. And as he said, he's the outgoing president of the student union. I'm seeing somebody who just got a chance to log in is asking if we're going to have another session. What I know will happen is that we are going to upload the recording to our YouTube channel, and it will be sent to all persons present on the platform, as well as all other persons who have expressed an interest in brand ECC. I am going to open the floor now to persons who may have questions. Some questions might have been answered already. So if there's any person who wants to ask any question at all, you may do so now.
Yes, sir. With the OCD summer engagement accreditation certificate, after when you do it, what kind of jobs you can get with it afterwards?
All right. So persons who are, I think here, which program you said again?
The OCD.
You mean the OAD?
He's talking the OAD.
Yeah, the OAD.
In which specific program are you the person about the customer service program?
Yes, sir.
All right. So per the respective head of school or heads of school, can you respond to that question?
Hello. Yes. We'll be able to basically work in a call center, so telemarketing, customer engagement agent, so that type of job.
Okay. All right.
That's specific to the BPO OAD, but most of the other OADs well, it depends on the area that it's really specific to the area that they're interested in. Because, for instance, if they do.
Okay, because those in the technical areas, they can't get
Hold
job
on.
in the technical field.
Hold on, Mrs. Bennett. Dr. Malcolm Walker is speaking.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Dr. Malcolm Walker.
Right. I was saying, for instance, if they do beauty and wellness, then they would be training to work in spas, you know, beauty facilities, cosmetology facilities, that sort of thing. If they're doing geriatrics, then they would be, or patient care, then they would be working in facilities where they're helping to take care of persons who have different needs, whether it is, you know, homes for the older persons, or maybe persons who have certain needs, allied health needs. So it really depends on the area that you're being trained for. It's more a technical area, so it may be that you're going in at the supervisory level for those areas with the OAB.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Malcolm Walker. Any other question or comments or queries?
Yes, one more question. So if I want to do an associate's degree, how many subjects do I have to qualify to start one of those courses?
Well, I think the question was answered. It depends on the associate degree. So if it is that you want to do the occupational associate degree, you have the traditional 5 6 subjects as well, or you can do your NCT vet level. I think it's level 2 that will get you in. So if you have either of the two, you can get into the program. If you want to do what is called a traditional or a CCC associate degree, it is required that you have at minimum 5 subjects, math and English. But I'm sure if you, as I understand, if you don't have mathematics, you'll be required to do the foundational courses. So those are the matriculation requirements.
And if you have 3, like how the associate's degree lasts for 2 years, will I be accepted and allowed to do 2 subjects?
So what I hear you asking, mute your mic, please. What I hear you asking, if it is that you want, while you're doing the subjects to qualify for the program, can you do the associate degree at the same time? And that is a no. What I recommend you do, however, is to sign up an application form, and you will be guided as such along the way. All right, so that we can see exactly the subjects that you have, your age, the kinds of experience that you have had, and to see how best to fit you into the program, depending on your program of interest. All right, so just apply now, go online and apply now, give us the information, and then we will be in touch with you and guide you accordingly. All right.
Okay. Thanks again.
Yeah, man, you're welcome.
Question about mature entry, so perhaps somebody from the registry can speak to that, because I was answering a few questions about that in the chat.
Yes, go ahead.
Mature entry options.
Mature entry, is the registrar here or anybody from the registry?
Mr. Clark,
yes.
The registry is not here, but I'm quite familiar with the program.
All right, go ahead, Dean Black.
What is required is that the student must be over the age of 25, must have worked in an industry. They will need to, in that particular industry that they're applying for, they'll be required to do a portfolio. They are guided by the registrar and the head of school to do a portfolio, which we will submit to the CCCJ. And then a decision is taken as to whether, based on the portfolio, individual has enough work experience to equate to probably 1 or 2 CSEC programs. Bear in mind that Heart level 2, and I may be wrong, is counted as a CSEC subject. Am I correct, Dr. Malcolm? Heart level 2, if you have attained Heart level 2 for some of the skill areas, it is treated in terms of matriculation as a CSEC subject. If anyone in the space is familiar with that, they can guide me, but I think that is the rule in that applies. So some persons may only have 3 CSEC subjects, but they did go to Heart and attain level 2 or above.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and it is in that spirit I'm encouraging persons who have those questions just to submit an application. And you'll be guided accordingly.
And your portfolio will be assessed, and you will be guided to tell what exactly where you're standing. So all the persons who are asking about mature entry, put together a portfolio. Suppose, for example, somebody is asking about material entry in early childhood education. If you have been teaching early childhood school and you have had a number of certificates because you have done short courses, you have done training and other things and got certificate, put together everything, put in your application along with your, and the registrar will inform you where you're standing.
All right, thank you for that, Mrs. Bennett. Any other questions? Vesta Ansel, raised hand, go ahead, please.
Right, good afternoon, colleagues, potential students. Regarding the portfolio, let me encourage you, if once you apply and your application is reviewed, there are some criteria that you have to meet as it relates to the portfolio. So the template will be given to you and you'll have to gather, as Dean Bennett have said, all the necessary evidence. But bear in mind that in order to matriculate in the program, as said earlier, and I can't emphasize it enough, experience will have to dictate how much you have garnered over the time period, over the years to matriculate in a program based on what you have experienced. And of course, whatever experience that you have, it has to align with the particular program that you are about to engage in. So it's very important that that initial engagement with the person who's going to guide you accordingly, how to fill out the template for it to even be considered.
All right, thank you very much, Ms. Ansel. And I see one of our vice principals pointing out that for mature entry queries, you can also send an email to registrar@ecc.edu.jm just for further additional information. And I see Dr. Malcolm Walker is answering Lorraine, who is asking specific questions about the early childhood program. I think somebody asked, when will we know if we are accepted into the school? Mrs. Wilson, when are persons notified of their acceptance? I don't know if it's Mrs. Wilson, or if it's from the office of the registrar. Mrs. Wilson, you're able to answer that question?
They usually hear within the week, sometimes before the week is out. We're really trying for 3 days. So within 5 days, people will hear. At this period, we're speeding it up. So they'll hear as quickly as possible within 3 days, sometimes by the next day.
Okay, so once you have submitted your application, the turnaround time is between 3 to 5 days to get an acceptance letter. All right, any other questions? We really have gone over the time. I want to sincerely thank everybody for being a part of the session, especially our two vice principals, deans, heads of schools, persons from the enrollment, persons from OMC, all the prospective students, and I'm sure there are guardians and parents who are on the platform as well. Sincere thanks to you for coming to the session. I recommend that you go online now and apply on our website, or even if you type in Google, I do it sometimes, online application to Excelsior Community College, and the link will automatically show up. Just send in an application, even if you don't have all the documents, and we will reach out to you and guide you accordingly. All right, I don't know if there's any other question or any final thoughts. If not, have a very good evening. Yes?
Somebody asked when you're having the next session. Perhaps you could invite them to the session this afternoon.
All right, can the person just leave their contact details to be invited to the session later? I'm going to ask Mrs. Wilson or someone from your team to take their, like, for example, their email address. The email address is more important so that they can get to log into the session, so that they can be a part of that particular session. I know also too that the recording will be shared with all parties present on the platform. All right, thanks for that, Mrs. Campbell. All right, have a good evening, everybody.
Who's that person who needs?
It's so it is in the chat. The person has posted in the chat. All right, have a good evening, everybody. Stay safe. Stay safe.
Thanks,
Mr. Clark. Same to you.
Yes.
Thanks, and same to you.
Evening, everyone.
Oh, and Mr. Clooney, remember to end the session if you're the host.
Yes, sir. I was waiting for everybody to head out, just in case
Right.
somebody says something or
Right,
somebody
right,
trying to
right.
copy the information from the chat. Or
Right.
what.
Because we
As
still have
soon
a
as-
lot of visitors on the
Right.
platform.
Yes, as soon as I get the recording and the information from the chat, I'll forward them to you and Ms. Wilson, so we can access the chat data.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
All right, Sir Clooney, I'm going to just end the session. I think some of the persons may have stepped away from their device.
Okay, sir. I'll do that now.
Okay.
Right, thanks.
And then we can talk via phone.
Okay, sir. I'll do that now.
Yeah, man.
Thank you again, everyone. I'm going to be ending the session now. All right. Have a good evening.